and there's still one Republican officially in the U.S. Senate race, and he's vowing to stay in the race no matter who else enters. That is Republican candidate Don Brown, and he joins us again tonight. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Tim, thanks for having us back. I think there may be a couple of other ones out there, but we're running pretty strong right now. And so right now, I think it's us and Whatley primarily. We'll see how it breaks down.
Yeah, Nielsen is another name that has been out there, and he's been running. All right, so obviously, since we talked to you last, all this news has broke about Michael Whatley, but also Roy Cooper. We'll start with Michael Whatley. What do you think about him entering this race?
I've said in a number of interviews within the last month or so, especially, that the one game changer would be Laura Trump. Had she entered, I'd be at the beach now. She has not entered. I haven't been to the beach. Our initial reaction is that this is not nearly as popular of a pick as Laura Trump would have been. And I think Michael's going to have a ways to go to explain a lot of things. It's not a slam dunk by any means. I do expect him to enter, but he's got some explaining to do. So, and I think it's going to be a very hotly contested primary. The establishment media is trying to coordinate him already and make it Cooper and Whatley. He's got to get past me first, and we'll see how that goes. Don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Donald Trump has essentially endorsed Michael Whatley. Others have decided not to run because he's sort of the kingmaker, I guess, in all this. What went through your decision-making to do that despite the endorsement that is there for soon-to-become candidate Michael Whatley?
Yeah. Very fair question, Tim. And of course, I've said on many occasions I would go to war for President Trump. His policies are off the charts, Mount Rushmore-like. People said tariffs are going to cause the economy to fail. Nope. You know, he ends Iran's nuclear program. He's done so many great things for this country. He stopped the border invasion. However, personnel selections and policy selections are a couple different things. It's hard to get personnel right. I mean, if you ask most North Carolinians if Jeff Sessions moved here and ran for Senate, how would that be with NC Republicans? Or what if Vice President Pitts came? Or what about Omarosa? And you see, these are some of President Trump's picks that may or may not have worked out. It's hard to get personnel selections and recommendations correct. We're going to help him out with this one. We're going to give him a better option than he even knows that he has right now. So that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Personnel's hard, but I do have great respect for the president, but I don't. He could have probably vetted this one a little bit more.
I ask this with all due respect, but he's going to raise a ton of money. He has Trump's endorsement. How do you beat a Michael Whatley in that instance?
Well, we just have to take it one step at a time. I mean, that is a fair question. I think, as I was mentioning to another reporter just yesterday, most of that money is probably going to be spent after the primary. So this is primarily going to be a grassroots battle up until the primary. But we have been raising some money. We're going to continue to do that. All we got to do is stay in the ring. We got a shot at taking Michael out. And I think we'll do it.
You mentioned he's going to have some things to answer for. I do know that there are some, particularly in the grassroots base, that have concerns about him. Some have accused him of being Tom Tillis 2.0, et cetera. What are those kind of along the lines of the concerns that you have or the questions that he needs to answer?
Well, let's start with medical freedom. I'm a champion of medical freedom. I fought against the constitutionality of the COVID vaxes, took major federal litigation to federal court, even to the Fourth Circuit. Did not take the vax, argued against it. It was dangerous. Michael used the Republican Party as a platform to push Fauci's vax. I don't think he should have done that. People have gotten injured from that. So we're going to make medical freedom an issue. I think I have it on good authority that he actually endorsed Tillis on March 21st at a fundraiser at the Carolina Country Club. I was not there, but was told by several Republican attorneys who were. And so he's going to have to answer some of these things. But I think medical freedom is going to be a big issue that separates us on the merits.
Regardless of who comes out of this primary, it sure seems like they're going to face Roy Cooper, the Democrat on the other side. There might be another candidate, too. I can't imagine them beating Roy Cooper just based on money and name recognition. What do you think about the prospect of going up against Roy Cooper?
Would love it. Roy Cooper, from a political standpoint, is a target-rich environment. His mishandling of the COVID era during North Carolina shut businesses down. Our schools were damaged. Our students were damaged. Then he goes out of office and commutes a number of murderers. He vetoed the General Assembly's attempt to get voter ID. We're going to make him remember everything that he did. He's adopted a lot of radical policies that are out of touch with North Carolina voters. He's trying to say he wants to reach across the aisle Republicans. Now, he's got to do that. North Carolina will be a Republican majority state by the end of this year. We've made great grounds. He understands he's got to try to pretend to reach across the aisle, but he had a very radical record as governor, and he's not going to forget that. I'm going to chase him all over the state and remind him that when I become the nominee, Tim.
Obviously, I don't take for granted that it's only July 30th. Got a long ways to go.
Right.
And as you mentioned,
Right, precisely.
there is a primary here, though. As you mentioned, I think a lot of people are going to presume this is a Whatley-Cooper race. At least, the media will portray that. What is your plan to sort of battle against that to try to keep your name out there over the next 6-8 months?
Well, first off, we have already been all over the state of North Carolina. We're whipsawing back and forth from Transylvania County to Dare County to New Hanover County, Pender County, up to Person County. Well, we're going to Person. We're not quite there yet. Guilford, Durham, Mecklenburg. We've been all over the state, and we're meeting people. We're greeting people. We are shaking hands with the grassroots. We're getting our message out. We're running on substance. It isn't just anti-Whatley, nor was it anti-Tillis. I mean, I want to see us attack this $37 trillion national debt. I want to see us pass a deep state reduction act that I'm calling for to reduce the size of the administrative state, and I want all that money to go to reduce the debt. I want to see us with some federal protection for vaccine for medical freedom as well. I want to see an anti-vax and anti-mask act so that Americans don't ever have to choose between taking an experimental vaccine and their job again. And I want to see these federal judges, basically held to bay. They're out of control. The Constitution gives them virtually zero authority over immigration and also the U.S. military. We have seen these federal judges out of control all over the country. I'm going to push for what I call a Judicial Separation of Powers Act that will clip the wings of these federal judges, which Congress can do, especially in the areas of the United States military and immigration. And so we're running on the substance. We're going to continue to get this message out all over the state. It's a message that is resonating with North Carolina voters. I haven't seen any other candidate with that type of a clear message. We're going to continue to pound it. And when March rolls around, we're 9 months away. We're going to win this primary.